Yeah, like I haven't seen you since uni.
Yeah, man, it's been a minute, yo. Good, good,
But
man. Doing the data stuff, as you can see.
yeah, for anyone for context, me and Gurmal, basically he was my one of my first friends. Like literally probably my first friend in
Mm.
university. Him and Abdul, we were in the same biology class, and they wanted to go to med school. They wanted to be a doctor, and I pivoted out real quick. I pivoted out. I don't know. Do you remember that when I was like, nah, I'm gonna switch or no?
I do, man. Like it was, you told me in 2016, you're like, yo, let's switch to comp side. I'm like, no, we gotta try this whole med stuff out, man. And I was like, now I'm like, low-key should have just switched out back then, you know? And
What was
like,
I
I remember you
saying? Like
told
what was my pitch?
you were like, bro, like, so back in 2016, like, I'm pretty sure the comp sci average was like 60%, right? So
Yeah.
it was like really easy to get into. Now it's like 90%. So you were like, yo, like, leave the med stuff. Let's go to comp sci. We'll make some cool stuff, you know? And we're gonna do an honors degree. So you're like, bro, like, I'll have a thesis, you know, like, we'll make something cool. At that time, I was just like, bro, I gotta do these MCAT courses. Like, I wanna try, you know, I don't wanna just like, already. Honestly, it would have been a good time to leave right after first year. But your pitch was good, but you were so chill about it, and I'm like, bro, I don't know, like we're too early to decide what to do in our career. Then COVID happened, everything kind of just picked up
Yeah.
like crazy in tech, right? So like low key, like you were a visionary, man. You saw like 10 years earlier, you're like, yo, all this stuff's gonna change, like this is the move, and like you were on the right track, man. You just knew. And I'm like, James is a smart guy. He's probably on to something. But for me back then, I was just like, I feel like I gotta finish all this bio stuff first, right?
Yeah.
Let's say with you and Nathaniel, with like everything you guys did, like it was pretty inspiring, man. It was wild. It was good. Like these guys, they know what they're doing. And you picked up like crazy, right? Like I think my brother saw your channel, bro. He used to tell me, he's like, bro, I go play basketball with James and YMCA, and like James got a YouTube channel now, and it's
Oh,
picking up. And
I
I'm
used
like,
to
I
hoop with
bet
your brother.
you did. You used to hoop with them, bro. Like way
Probably
back
if I
when, like
remember, if I see
10
them.
at Genesis, bro. And he
Yeah,
was like,
100%.
yo, like I remember James used to just be like this chill guy doing his thing and like switching to tech. And I think I saw your channel at 40K, bro. You have
That's
double that now,
crazy.
right? So I saw your channel grow in the past, I don't know, month or so. Like James
Bro,
doing all the right
thanks for
stuff, man.
hopping
It's
in.
good.
When
Oh,
did you
of
decide to
course.
switch? Because I remember you're going crazy, bro. Like you're going to all these events. You're taking
Yeah.
a master. Oh yeah, just give a background on yourself real quick.
Yeah, sure. For everyone that doesn't know me, like me and James, we took bio in 2015, and everyone wanted to go to med at that time, at least in our year. And people started switching out a year later. So I was like, he told me to switch, but I'm like, no, I'm gonna finish it. So I finished bio in 2020, and
Uh,
then after that, what happened was I was like, okay, it's pandemic, and what do I do now, right? So I started doing more Python programming. I did R in 2018. And I did like boot camp after boot camp in like Alberta here. All local boot camps. I did like NPower, Lighthouse Labs, I did SAIT, Alberta Machine Intelligence Institute. And like it wasn't really leading into like a big company. And then I started the masters and I worked at Nutrien a little bit, which is an agriculture company here. And yeah, man, like I was networking like crazy. Like as you mentioned, like all the conferences and events. Like we just had Adventures here, and Gary Vaynerchuk came, so I got to see him,
mm,
and it was pretty cool, man. He's basically telling people to like move to like New York or San Fran and like do business there and then come back type of thing.
yeah,
But it was like it was a journey, man. Like I think we both were building things. Like I was building up my network, building up YouTube, and you're getting experience. And I'm just like, I think we both had different approaches, but it was kind of nice to see, you know. And I'm kind of like, I think your approach is good. Like I have the network now, man, but it's like the skill is really important, right? Like the lead code, the interviewing,
yeah,
projects, building. At the end of the day, it's like you can have the network, but if you don't have the skill, then it doesn't really mean as much, right? Because they like subject matter experts. Like you work in non-technical environment, like your manager might be non-technical, might be the only one or two technical people on your team, like in their department, and they're expecting you to build and lead all these things, right? So that's why I'm doing these 30-day challenges on top of my boot camps. I'm like, maybe I'll make a course for like data scientists on what I wish I knew when I started like 5 years ago. And it's pretty much it for my journey, man. Like you were there for like
yeah.
5 years of it, man, before you left when we graduated, right? So after that, I'm like, I hadn't heard from you. I'm like, saw your snaps and stuff, all the cool events you were going to,
Yeah.
right? But it was a vibe. So I was just like, it's nice to catch up with you and connect again, you know? So
Yeah, where were you? Like, where do you want to take it? With your career,
yeah,
where are you thinking of?
yeah,
What do you think of accomplishing?
yeah, that's valid, man. Initially I wanted to be like the senior data science person on the team and like I'm in a more of a management role, right? Like you need to know the technical side, you need to know the business side. I've noticed like I'm really good with like building things and building people up, right? So I'm
Or your
like,
voice is a
I
little
want to
low.
be good.
Your voice is a little
That's low.
low. Okay.
Let me increase the volume, man.
You might have to, yeah, just move your mouth closer. What kind of headphones set are you using?
It's just like Air Canada headphones, bro.
Okay,
You
sure.
got the one up like I went to
Okay,
the library. It's not even a headset because I'm at Genesis, right? But
nice. Okay, it's better
it's
now.
like
100% better now.
okay, I moved it a bit closer, so like maybe that helps. Yeah. So where I want to take it is, dude, I'm right now like you know what the market's like. There's like layoffs everywhere, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's cooked.
TikTok, Microsoft, all that. So I'm just like entrepreneurship is good, man. Like I'll build out content, I'll build out courses. I've been teaching for like years, man. Math sciences, coding. So all the bio stuff we learned, I taught people that chemistry, physics, started teaching coding, and I'm like, I want to build courses, I want to build content, and then maybe a company will take me to do that and just kind of design and build things. Or like I'm leading a data science team and I'm assigning people tasks and roles and going through the life cycles and doing Scrum and Agile. So I think that's the direction that I'm leaning towards. For the channel right now, I'm just trying to make as many videos as possible to kind of have everything recorded and build content out so I can use it in a company because
Yeah,
I was working at Nutrient and it was ironic. Like they got me to work on stuff I've never worked on, which is good. So like I did time series modeling and predictive analytics and Power Query templates and development. I had done like NLP and computer vision and all these other things before, right? But they didn't get me to do any of that. So I'm like, I want like a repo or like a product inventory of all like the different techniques and the skills, you know, and have it organized because you don't know what they're gonna get you to do. And right now, like the focus is like LLMs and AI agents and not even like chatbots anymore. It's just like how do you use AI to make decisions for you and how do you build things quickly, right?
yeah,
So that's kind of what I'm figuring out right now. And goal, the long-term goal, man, is just to be either be self-employed or to be in like a senior role in a company and just lead people because there's a lot of people coming into data and it's really easy and same with software it's really easy to get lost in the rabbit hole of all this information. The goal is like how do you organize and structure yourself and like it's a lifelong learning field, man. Like you know you're still doing this front end stuff and you're learning from the guy who's on before, and
yeah,
so you got to be open-minded and keep learning. And I'm just like what's the best way to do that? And for me it was just like yo make videos, record
yeah,
things, make projects, you know, and that's the way you stay up to date because like companies always ask like how are you staying updated on all the content, what's new, because they keep falling behind, right? And we're
yeah,
just people. It's like, how do we do that? So I'm just like, I think it's good for everyone to have some sort of channel and like, I even started doing like podcasting and Medium blogs and writing. Like, I tried all the different forms of kind of media and content creation because I'm just like, I need to figure out what works for me. And I came up on the conclusion that challenges are really good. 30-day data science challenges. You can do them every month. You can do it for 4 months. You can do it 8 months. And if you're doing it every day and you're recording a video, dude, that's content right there.
yeah,
I'll give you 30 videos like per month, you know, and then 120 can go up to 360. And it's just building out your own channel. And once all the content's there, then you can kind of edit it and make it better. And it's like I took a lot of inspiration from you. I'm like, dude, I know James. I know this dude. You know, and he's made it this far. So it's like it's possible. Like you proved it, man. Like, you know, like we studied at the same place or at the same time. You were also one of my very first friends too. I think Abdul was the other one. You two were like my
yeah,
first friends in bio in our lab, right?
yeah,
I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. You know, and it's like we were in that group and I'm like you took it this far. I always give your example to people. I'm like, yo, I have a buddy that does YouTube.
yeah,
Got his channel. Like, I know this guy. Like, I know his brother. I met his family. I saw his dad. You know, I think I dropped by your
yeah,
house one time too. And I'm just like, it's very personal. You know, because like one of your buddies like make it there, and you're like, yo, like we grew up together. You know, like before
yeah,
anything happened. It's just it feels good. You know, like
yeah,
I genuinely want to see my friends succeed and get to where they want to go and kind of tell their story, right? So I'm always giving your examples to people. I'm like, yo, James did it, you know?
hmm,
So you just gotta grind and be consistent. So it's like my 2 cents. And I took inspiration from that and I'm like, yo, I'll build up my journey and keep making videos and develop. And it may or may not lead to anything, but I think going through that journey is important, you know, whether you're doing like lead code interviews or practice and whether you're building up projects, it's just being an innovator and a creator is it gets you to think differently and really grows you as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I walk that journey, man. You know, and it's nice to meet other people on that journey too. Like you learn from each other, you grow together, and challenge each other, and you try to be the best you can be. I think that's kind of part of tech. It's like you need to want to innovate and create. You need to want to build something that other people haven't built. That kind of you're a bit of a pioneer, in a sense, if you will, right? So that kind of sums up my story,
Yeah.
man.
No,
Yeah.
dude, thanks for sharing all that. Yeah, definitely. I think what you're talking about makes a lot of sense too. It's like even for me,
Mm,
like the main reason why I started YouTube too was like I was already doing lead code for fun. I already done a ton of lead code. Was working on a
mm,
lot of different projects. So
right.
for me, I was like, why not just record myself doing that and then just post it or I always was enjoyed doing some tutorials and stuff because I noticed
Mm,
those tutorials do well and
mm,
it's like evergreen content as in you drop that
mm,
content and then like
mm,
everyone like even 5 years from now people might still be looking up how to reverse a linked list or something like that like it just
mm.
but I try to do
100%.
content on a ton of different stuff but I think the main thing
Mm,
is when you build an audience, you can
mm,
also like market some of the things you're working on. Like if I have side projects that I'm working on, I can post it to
mm,
the audience now and I get so much feedback. Like you saw
mm,
Samuel there giving me so much advice
mm,
that I wouldn't just
mm,
get on a regular Saturday like this, but now he's teaching me all this stuff. So I feel like
mm,
I'm getting so much feedback from the community that it's helping me
mm,
get better and also just working on stuff and posting it is just like
mm.
a different level of effort than just doing it on your own.
100%, man. You got it. And I'm like, I learned that from you. Like, to be honest with you, man, like, I've learned so much from you in the past, I don't know, like 3, 4 months just following your channel and seeing you post it. I'm like, yo, James's content's authentic. He's putting out like front end, cutting edge content, like it's new, like it's never seen before. It's storytelling. It's like you're engaging with your audience. Like, you're doing all the right things, man. Like, it's not surprising you have the following that you do, and it's just gonna keep going up. Especially now that like at Meta, you've shown your whole journey. You're like, yo, this is where I started. This is the work I did. This is where it got me, right? So it's like you almost proved that, like, yo, it's possible. Like, I don't know if you heard, like, there was like Calgary runs here. There's like a marathon, right?
Yeah.
There's that Chester Bennington Bannister story of that guy breaking the 4 minute mile.
Mhm.
When this guy did it, everyone was able to do it, right? But initially, no one was like, they couldn't break that milestone. I feel like you're one of those guys, man. Like, you broke that milestone, you showed it can be done. And now there's
Appreciate
so
it.
many people kind of follow in your footsteps and try to do something similar, right? In their own way. And I think the biggest thing is you want to innovate and create in whatever way you think is best. Like, there's no right or wrong answer, but it needs to be genuine and authentic, which you're really good at, man. Like, I respect you for that. Like, ever since I met you the first time, I'm like, yo, this guy's different. Like, this guy has some sort of like potential values. There was some I felt something the first time, like, yo, there's something special about this guy. I don't know if I ever told you,
Appreciate it.
but yeah, no, you were like chilled out. You were doing your thing, bro. It's like you had a plan, you had a mission, and you just kept at it, right? And I'm like, I respect that. Like, you should want to have friends like that, right? Like, if you have friends like that, like, it makes you better too. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah,
I was
for
happy
sure.
to see your channel.
100%.
Yeah,
We need to do
I was,
more collabs too. I want to understand even some of the
mm.
stuff you're working on your channel. Like, what are these 30-day data science challenges and stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can tell you about it. So, dude, like, I did a boot camp every year, right?
Every
And
year
all
you
these
do
boot
one boot
camps.
camp?
Yeah, so from like 2021 to like or 2020 to 2024, I did 4 boot camps, like 4 months, right? Every
Yeah.
year. And they all taught me something like how to work with SQL or how to do like a deep learning project or a machine learning project or data visualization or data
Yeah.
modeling and how to work with stats. So I learned something from everything. And they were practical. They were good. They gave you like a good project. What they didn't teach you is how do you develop your projects and turn it from like a basic, intermediate to advanced project? How do
Hmm.
you add it onto the cloud? How do you retrain your models and hyper tune them and fine tune them and make it more accurate? Like they gave you like the initial framework and the grounding, but they don't teach you like the other skills and content that you need to take it to the next step, which
Hmm.
is what companies are looking for. They're looking for a candidate that's like goes above and beyond in the sense that they're able to self-direct, they're able to build, they know what the steps are and they're able to learn. Like a lot of like what you've probably noticed in your career too is you're doing a lot of self-learning,
Hmm.
like we have our education, we have our training, yeah, whatever. It gives us the base, right? But like when you're in an industry and there's a deadline, you're doing whatever you can to meet that deadline and finish, your task at hand, right? And it's a lot of like going into the unknown. So I'm just like, yo, like I had these like four boot camps. I did my
Yeah.
master's. And whether it was a boot camp, whether it was a master's, they weren't really teaching me what I needed to know until I found these like 30-day challenges. I'm like, yo, this is the stuff I needed, right? Like they're showing me 30 days of machine learning, 30 days of Python, 30 days of SQL, 30 days of like modeling, and that's 30 days of cloud. And I'm just like, if I go through these now, I actually know what the subject matter is. But if I
Yeah.
have to do a project or meet a deadline, I can draw on that subject matter and use what I learned, and I'll make an inventory of that, right? So that
Yeah.
was kind of my thought process. So I'm like, I'm not only just making videos for like everyone else in the community, I'm also making them for myself. So I'm like, if
Yeah.
I'm doing work, I can cross-reference the video, cross-reference where the GitHub repo was, and
Yeah.
just draw insights from it. And it'll make my job more efficient and easier. Then I guess the next step is using AI to, do things like I'm not really good at. For example, like I'm a data person. I don't know how to
Mm-hmm.
do a full stack app. Like I know
Mm-hmm.
front end, I know back end, I know like React and Node and CSS, HTML, JavaScript. I know how it works. I've made some projects on it. I know the back end stuff. I know how to work with databases and
Yeah.
Python and how to connect things with Firebase. So I'm like, I understand conceptually how those things work, but I've never built it out. So if AI helps me to do that, I will, right? So my
Yeah.
next steps are like, how do I get all the content out there that I need for data science, like the initial tools? And how do I use AI to build things that are not taught in data science? And how do I leverage software engineering with data science to make an effective product? And then if I make a product for a company, can I sell it? Because there's another channel. This guy's name is Augmented Startups. He does computer vision and NLP stuff, and he just makes a bunch of products and people buy it from him. You know, so and it's kind of cool. It's like a e-commerce marketplace for like data science. And like when I was working at Cyber and computer vision, I was looking at his like machine learning computer vision projects. With like cars and detection and
Mm-hmm.
like self-autonomous vehicles. And I'm just like, this is kind of cool. Like for anyone who wants to build stuff, like for example, me and you, I'm just like, that's the kind of direction I want to take. Well, the challenges are just a way to like stay consistent and motivated and learn all the subject matter. Then it also helps prepare for interviews. It also gives insights into like what's useful, what's not useful. Like dude, these challenges, they taught me things I didn't learn in my boot camps or
Yeah.
my masters. And I've done like a lot of learning. I'm like, I've never seen this before until I saw this
Well,
challenge.
you're
I'm
just
like,
like
these guys are,
constantly learning when I'm watching you. Like
yeah,
on your stuff, you're
I'm
always trying to
trying,
learn every single day. It's crazy.
trying,
And you
trying,
work
man. Like,
too,
you know how it
full-time
was.
job?
Yeah, like, well, right now I'm just like tutoring and I'm making my content. I'm in between, I'm in a transition period.
Mm-hmm.
But like the past 4 months was like working full-time job, doing my master's courses in the evenings, and then trying to figure out a way to put the content out there and build products. And then I came across the answer like last month. I'm like, I see James doing it. I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I had some videos before from hackathons,
Yeah.
very like initial startup. Like I was just showing like my very beginning of the journey where like I just tried to switch it and I'm like, let's do hackathons, let's get some technical knowledge, build some product.
Yeah.
Those are up there. And then I'm like, yeah, these are good, but like who can actually teach a lot of subject matter, right? That's where the challenges come in. And I'm like, I just quantified it. I'm like, numerically speaking, 30 videos a month, 4 months, that's 120 videos. If I can at least do that, it's a big thing. So first I was like, let me hit the 1 month goal. It's kind of like hitting the gym, right? Like
Yeah.
you don't know whether you're gonna be consistent or have discipline. You want those muscles, you want that body, right? Same thing with like tech, right? It's like you want to build that technical muscle and skill. So I'm like, let me do 30 days. And I'm like, okay, 30 days went by pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on like day 19, I think. So I'll be done in the next 10 days.
Yeah.
And there's days like I've missed a day and I've recorded 2 videos in a day and I'm like, it's still feasible.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me do 30 days. And then I'm like, okay, after that, let's do another, like, let's do it 60 days and then 90 and then 120. That way I'm past the whole summer and I have 120 videos recorded by
Yeah.
the time I need like another internship or a job that I do in fall, right? As you know, like the job market right now is very tricky, man, with all the layoffs, but the
Yeah.
internship market's like a little bit better.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me see, I'll take what I can get.
Mm-hmm.
And where I'm going with this is like, you need discipline and commitment. I'm like, this is just keeping me committed. I'm learning something new every day.
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty that I'm not learning on the job and I'm missing something everyone else is learning. Like all my kind of classmates, they're all on internship right now. People are with the city, they're with the government, they're at banks,
Mm-hmm.
they're at like various companies, right? Like e-commerce. I'm just like, dude, I feel like I'm not learning anything and these guys are, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, why don't I just take my learning into my own hands? So I'm like, let's start with these challenges, the posts, let's see what people are talking about conferences. Like I also wanted to go up to people at conferences and interview them. A lot of people approach me at conferences, man. Like
Yeah.
everyone here in Alberta, they kind of know me now because of all this networking over the past 4 or 5 years. So it's like
Yeah.
People are saying like I'm a networking ninja or a super networker, and
Bro,
I'm
that's
like,
I messaged you that one time.
okay,
I was like, I gotta go to an event with you
yeah,
because you're always at events. So every when I go to Calgary, we need to
totally.
meet up and just go to events.
No, 100%. You hit me up, man. When you're in
Yeah,
Calgary, like I'm happy to catch up with you. I've known you for like, bro, over 10 years now. You know, like
word.
it's been a decade, right, since we first met. So I'm happy to go out with you and catch up and go networking. I honestly thought you were really good at that because I'm like, yo, dude, you have your community and audience, right? And like that's a huge community and audience that's global. It's like you definitely have the skills. It's just a matter of like localizing it to one or two areas. Like I feel like if you just show people your channel, they're gonna just flock to you, dude. You'll be a celebrity here if you come back. If you tell people that I'm from here, I grew up here, and this is my channel, they're gonna come
Yeah,
to you. I don't know if you want to do it that way, but like I was showing people my channel and people were just subscribing. They're like, "Yo, like we want to support." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Like I appreciate. I didn't even tell them to subscribe. They just did.
yeah,
What I'm getting at is like once you're trying to build something, people want to be part of your journey. And whoever is an early, like initial adopter, like they see your journey from the start, you build that close connection with them, right? Like
hmm,
obviously when you're doing well, everyone wants to be part of it. But when you're initially starting off, you have supporters, then you have people who are kind of they're a little bit doubtful. You know, they're skeptical. They're like, hey, like I don't know where this is gonna go. And then there's other people that are like, yo, I don't really care. Like I want to support this guy. I
yeah,
believe in his vision, right? So, but yeah, for networking, man, I feel like you'd be really good at it, right?
hmm,
Like with where you're at and how you think. Like I think it's your mindset that matters the most. And I think for me, it's just I'm just genuine and I try to be authentic, man. Like if you meet me, I try to stay the same. Like
yeah,
you've known me for a while. It's I'm just like that genuineness and that authenticity is the most important thing. And if you can kind of be that way, people will kind of like get to know you and like they'll want to talk to you. Cause like at this point, people are just approaching me, man.
yeah.
And I'm introducing people to each other. Like I had a guy from U of A. He's like, dude, it's my first networking event. Like, can I come with you? And I'm like, sure. This guy spent 3 days at the Inventors Conference with me and like introduced him to so many people and he met so many new people and we met people together. And he's like, dude, like I was really thankful for this, right? Like you
Hmm.
took me out, you showed me the kind of the ropes and how to get started. And he's like, yeah, like it's very helpful. And he's having a hard time finding internship, but like from the networking, like he's met a lot of good people, right? And it's like
Yeah,
I've really increased his chances because it is a bit of a numbers game, right? Like whether you're doing dating or career stuff, it's a numbers game. You gotta go out there,
100%.
you gotta trial and error, you gotta get to know the right people, and then eventually, when you're least expecting it, the thing comes through. Like when I got my offer at Nutrien, I wasn't expecting to get the offer. I was just doing my own thing, and
Yeah,
I was going through all my previous internships, and I was trying to figure out what videos can I record, what can I showcase, because after a while, you forget what you did, man. Like your repo's kind of just like it's like a book that's collecting dust. It's just like it's there, and you forget like what I worked on and how is everything connected, and sometimes the libraries get outdated and gives you glitches with the bugs. Like I built a website on React and I tried to run it from local, and it was crashing. Like
yeah,
there's so many bugs, man, and like I had to update all the libraries, and then I'm like, damn, okay. Either I just do all the troubleshooting and problem solving and just fix all the library issues, or I just rebuild it, right? Sometimes it's easier to rebuild it. But
yeah,
what I'm getting at is like you want a way to keep your content alive. And like you said, like your videos are timeless. Anyone can watch them at any time. And I made a video on Power BI and Streamlit for a project for
yeah.
work.
Where is
And
that?
this
Yeah,
video
that
got
one's
2K
going
views.
crazy.
And
Yeah,
yeah, it got 2K views. And I was like, dude, I didn't expect that video to get like any view, you know? I just put it up like as a way for me to remember what I was
yeah,
doing. And I'm like, okay, this is the most popular video. And like you said, people like tutorials, like to be walked through something step by step. And that seems like a good thing to do. And I'm like, I've been teaching for like 5 years, man. Like I've been teaching kids and adults. And I'm just like, part of my values. So I'm happy to make content and walk people through stuff. So it's kind of what led me to going back to YouTube. Like I tried podcasting, that was a lot of fun, but if you can't make it too consistent. Tried writing blogs, that was cool too, but it's also like that takes time. I'm just like, yo, I can just like open up a video, open my screen, walk through something like a GitHub repo or get someone to come on live. And that's much more like consistent and it produces more content, you know, which
yeah.
is live and it's like it's cutting edge. It's like it's the first time you're seeing it, like hearing someone's story, someone that's local. It's just like who else is gonna be posting that? You're not gonna see that. So it's kind of like very new and engaging content, right?
Yeah, like one of
And
my first videos that popped off was 4 years ago. I was like showing how to label data. Like
oh yeah,
10K
of
views on that
course.
one. That was just like some random video.
Exactly, dude. It's the ones you don't expect, right? Like your intention when you're making it versus when it pops off, you're like, this is crazy. Like, kind of just made this to like for whatever reason, and it's picking up traction, and you're like, down. It's kind of exciting, dude.
Yeah.
It's like you released a movie, and like your movie is like a blockbuster hit. You know,
But your
it's like you
channel's
don't know
already
which
starting
one
to
is gonna
grow
go.
too, and you're just dropping stuff.
Yeah,
I think you just keep dropping. Like when I first started, the main thing for me was I didn't care
Mm,
how many views or anybody. I actually didn't even care. My main, and I still don't really care. My main thing was I'm gonna drop one video a day every
mm,
single. My goal was to drop a video a day for the whole year. I mean, at some point I had
mm,
to stop because I started the job at Meta and it's, but my
mm,
goal was to just drop a video every single day. So my goals were
mm.
around more of the number of stuff I'm dropping versus the
Yeah.
results of like you can't control how much people are gonna view it. That's based on the
Mm,
algorithm.
mm. I agree, and I'm in the same mentality, man. I'm playing the numbers game. I'm like, I need one video a day as well. That's why I made it like 30-day challenge so I can see if within the month I have those 30 videos up. I'm like, if they're not, then I gotta hustle and get it up. And it's not like videos are super long either, man. They're like 5-6 minute videos. So I'm like, it's very feasible. Anyone can do it. And I'm like, eventually I'll do the longer videos. I'm like, for an initial start, because it takes I think 21 days to build a habit, right? So I'm like, if I can just meet that minimum threshold of 21 days, that's a good start, you know? And I agree. I think you can't really think about like the results right away. You kind of have to put the content out there, get to see what has interest, readjust, try new things, and then just build, right? And then whatever works, works. And I think the goal is to really teach yourself kind of how to make content and edit and produce rather than let me just rack up views, right? Like eventually the views will come. It's more of a learning journey for yourself to see like how can I effectively tell my story and teach if that's the goal, right? Which is my goal at
Yeah.
least.
So everyone go follow
Yeah,
Germ. How do you what's
yeah.
your how do
Thank
you
you.
what do you go what how like which name do you go
If they
by?
just they can just call me Gurm, like but if you just search up Gurm Singh Gurm and then space Singh
Yeah.
Singh in YouTube, I'll probably come up. I can send you a link to the channel too if you want to put it in the
No, I
chat.
just put it in the chat because
Yeah.
this
Okay. I
content is
appreciate
sick. I
that
think it works well with what I'm trying to learn too. That's why when you sent it
for
to me, I
sure.
was like automatic because this is not stuff that
Yeah.
I even learn or focus about. Like I
Right.
don't know anything about this stuff, so just watching it, I'm starting
Mhm.
to understand more. And you're in a you're
Awesome.
good to learn from because you just
Mhm.
you're
Went
just
through it.
fresh on all that stuff too. So for me,
Yeah.
like the
Totally.
reason I started dropping leak code content too was I was
Mhm.
interviewing at Meta. I just finished
Mhm.
interviewing at so much companies, so I just did the process. I probably did like 10 different processes, from like
Mhm.
Meta, DoorDash,
Mhm.
Rippling, Scale
Mhm.
AI, like tons of these
Mhm.
startup companies in the U.S. I did like
Mhm.
7 or 8, even more
Mhm.
interviews, or not interviews, like full processes, and I was getting to the end on a lot of them.
Mhm.
So I just had
Valid.
so much. I just was so fresh on the interviewing
Mhm.
process. So I was like, might as
100%.
well just drop content on this right now because I mean, I just went through the
Totally.
process from small companies all the way down to the biggest companies, and I kind of know what they're gonna ask at this point. I've done so much research. I spent
Yeah,
like even asked my girlfriend like this the whole year. I was literally just grinding lead code. She didn't. She like we barely got to do anything. So I was fresh
mm,
on all this stuff.
mm. And respect to you, man. Like you made sacrifices, you were consistent, and you realize you're like, yo, like I just did it. I'm fresh on it. I remember it. Let me get it out there. That's so valid because like after a while you forget, and you gotta do it when you know it. And then when you put it out there, it's like timeless. It's you can come to it whenever,
Yeah.
right? So it's the best way to remember like what you didn't. Dude, I respect you for that. I'm like, yo, like I was trying to do this leak code at one point. I was like, I wasn't motivated, dude, as
Mm.
much. Like I would start and I would stop. And then I saw you and I'm like, yo, James is consistent. Like this is the way to go.
Yeah.
But it was kind of motivating me to do the same. And I'm like, and I also like in data science, the same thing. You have to do those assessments, man. Like you get DSA questions, you get like machine learning, deep learning questions. Like
Yeah.
did an assessment for Imperial Oil, and sometimes they're easy. Like it's just like two programming questions, just pass the test cases and the hidden test cases, and they're like not bad. And then
Mm.
it's like there's like 15 questions on like stats and NLP and computer vision and machine learning, deep learning, neural nets. And if you're interested in that stuff, like they're not hard. But sometimes, dude, the questions are so complicated that the test cases are not passing, your code's not working, you're getting all these errors, and it's like, where's it even coming from? There's like a parsing error, there's a render error. You know, like it's sometimes it's trippy. Like I've noticed some companies are like really, really technical and some are not. Like, if
Yeah.
you're going for like the like tech companies, yeah, leak code is a must. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Startups and some other companies, like they kind of you might be the initial pioneering person, so they want you to know your stuff, but they also want you to be adaptable.
Yeah.
Like I think regardless, at one point you have to hit the leak code and you got to put your head down and just grind, man. It's like studying for any professional exam, like writing the GMAT or the MCAT or the LSAT, like any professional exam. Like you gotta sit down and just lock. And I'm sure your girlfriend was probably pissed at you. She's like, dude, like give me time, right?
Yeah.
But like you're also building your career and you're kind of building your skill set up, right? And it's a sacrifice, right? And like I think at the end of the day, like they understand, right? Like if you
Mm.
have a partner, they'll be like I get why you're
Yeah,
doing it, right?
100%.
And like once you're finished, like we can resume where we're at. Like
Yeah.
when I was watching your snaps and like everything, I'm like, oh, James is hustling and he's having fun while he's doing it.
Hmm.
That's the way, man. And I'm like, respect to him. Like out of all my friends, I give your example, man. I'm like, dude, have this friend that I've known for like 10 years. Like,
Yeah.
he's done all these, like whenever someone talks about like entrepreneurship or they're like unsure whether to go in the field or like they're a bit lost, I'm like, yo, don't lose hope. Like I have a buddy that I know his
Spent.
10-year journey. I've met this guy in person. I've met his fam. I'm like my brother know. I'm like, I didn't even know my brother knew you, bro. This dude will be talking
Oh,
about you.
really?
Like I didn't.
He he just saw
Yeah,
me on the videos. He's like, oh, then he
oh,
sent
this
it to you.
guy
That's
was.
so funny.
Yeah, yeah. You know what happened? He's watching Y Combinator videos, right? And he's trying to look at like
Is he
tech.
doing tech? Is he in tech now or no?
Yeah. So he's been in tech, man. He's been
Nice.
in tech since like 2018.
Yeah.
He did his software engineering degree, graduated
Nice.
2024, and then he started his master's in software. And he's working at some sort of mining company, as a software engineer, I think, in Alberta here. And yeah, dude, I was at Nutrien one day, and I came home, and he's like, "Yo," I'm like, "Yo," and he's like, James has a YouTube channel." I'm like, "What?"
That's
Right?
crazy.
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, and he didn't even tell me the channel, bro. Right? I just searched up your name, and you came up like this is wild, bro. And like the way he found it, I think, is he was watching Y Combinator
Uh,
videos, and then I think on the side, how you get recommended videos. I think one of yours came up, like you were probably interviewing someone for Leak Code, or you talked about like Meta or Fang or something, right? And it got recommended this algorithm. Then he saw it from there, and then he's like,
yeah.
"Bro, like this is crazy." And it's like James is like, he's like, "Dude, James like was I used to ball with James, and
Yeah.
like he's told me so many times. He's like, yo, we played ball at Genesis, and James is just chill dude." And I'm like, "Damn," and he's like, "Look at how far James come." I'm like, "Yo, just played ball with James. I studied with James, man. Like
Yeah.
we were in school." No, it was a vibe, man. He was like shocked. I was like, damn, like I'm happy for you. And I'm just like, when one of your buddies succeeds, it's like a sign of like pride for you. You're like, yo, like we know this guy.
Yeah.
Like we grew up together, like you
Appreciate
feel
it,
like you're
bro.
on the map. Yeah,
You
and
gotta, we
I was
gotta,
happy
you're
to
gonna pop your shit off too. Just keep dropping content.
hope so.
Like
I
you
hope
have
so.
high
I'm trying.
quality. I think what the
Yeah.
algorithm likes, I don't know anything about how the algorithm is, but they just like the high quality content. I think,
Mm,
and the thing is, you're doing stuff that's to help improve yourself, and then you just drop that
100%.
content. So even for me,
Yeah.
all the content that I'm dropping is stuff that I need to learn. Like I was gonna spend the
1,000.
weekend learning this anyways, but now I'm literally
Totally.
recording myself learning Next.js, and this is gonna help me with my career, but it's also gonna help build the YouTube channel. Anybody who
Totally.
wants to watch the videos to learn some stuff. So I think it's just really good. Like
I agree.
it's just like fun way to make content, honestly.
I agree, and I got inspired. Dude, I had like my channel up before, and I got kind of like, how you fall off. I kind of fell off, and I got like distracted in other things. And I saw you, and I'm like, yo, like you motivated me to get back into it. And I'm like, that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm like,
Exactly,
I can
smart.
see your intention. I have the same intention. I'm like,
Yeah,
yo, like I see you're making it for yourself. You're doing it to learn. I'm like, I'm gonna go with the same intention. When you have an intention like that, you got nothing to lose, man. Like you're literally just bettering yourself, right? I
yeah.
think that's the authenticity is the best way to start anything, right? It puts you on the right foot. So I'm just like, I totally agree with you, and I think the algorithm does like that. I agree. We don't know
When
how it works in the back end. Hey, sorry, go
yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say like when do you graduate your masters?
I'll do that next year, man. Like I have two classes. I'm doing a business analytics specialization, and then I have to do two internship classes. So I had like
Nice.
10 courses to do, six are done. There's four left. I'll be done next year. I could have graduated now. I was just like, I don't want to graduate now in this market because like it's a bit
It's
shaky.
cooked,
Like
right?
everyone's moving
Yeah.
around. So I'm like, I'd rather just do like an internship, build up my channel on the side while I'm an internship and put up content and try to build some products and then go from there. Because there are recent grad roles and then there's intern roles, right?
Yeah.
So both are kind of well. I just last year, dude, when I was like I had the bachelor's in biology, all those boot camps, like no one really cared. It's like, yeah, like how technical are you? You got to
Yeah.
prove it. So the boot camps weren't really helping as much for me at least. Even with like a big network, man. Like I think I have like 6K people on LinkedIn now, and
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Damn.
used to think that was big, and then I'm just like, dude, like if you make content and you have good content, you can get way higher,
Yeah.
you know? And but sometimes it's good to keep it separate. Like I think it's good to have your content in your personal life and then keep your professional life separate. Sometimes they give you more work, man. They'll be like, hey, you're doing all the stuff on the side. Why don't you just do this at work type of thing, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, yo, you gotta be a bit careful. But like, so I'm just like, yeah, like I don't want them to intermix too much, but I'm just like, I'll better myself. But the whole goal is growth, man. I think growth mindset is the biggest thing. So if you have that growth mindset, then you'll definitely find success in some shape, way, or form, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dude, thanks for coming on. I'm gonna keep updated on all the stuff you're working on, but what's it called?
sure, man. Like,
Yeah. We'll like what's it called? We should do more content. Teach me about some of this data science stuff and what you're learning.
I'm happy to, dude. Let's just keep building out the YouTube community of
Yeah.
people we know,
Dude,
get more
yeah,
people
like
on and
yeah, even my
each
brother, he's
other.
working on like some finance, AI stuff. I feel like you're
Yeah,
working on something different than us, so it's like the community is just nice and getting bigger. Like people that we know and that we trust, like building stuff, and we could just easily meet up, talk about stuff, learn stuff. It's crazy. That's why I wanted
totally.
to get you up on here because I was like, yeah, like it's nice to
Personal.
see people that I know were kind of doing the same thing. The content complements all like this. Like I want people to hop on and people on my channel also view your stuff because this is different
Mm,
stuff than what I'm doing too. It's like this, and this is
mm,
useful stuff that people need to know.
mm.
It's like
Valid, no, 100%. And I'm happy to support. I appreciate you having me on, man. And it's like if we can teach each other, dude, that's the best way to learn. Like, especially people around your age, like how we communicate with each other is different than how a 20, 30-year-old person with an age gap is communicating with us. Right? Like, personally speaking, I just learn better from my friends. Like, if I watch your videos, man, I can relate to you. It's easier for me to learn. If I ask like someone who's been in industry for 20, 30 years, like they may or may not be able to explain it the same way. If they've seen a different version of tech. We grew up with a different version of tech, right? So
yeah, exactly.
just like I agree, man. Building out the community of innovators and building out content that supplements each other is really important. And
Yeah.
keep up
No,
the
yeah, I
good
knew
work.
you
And
for
I'm always
forever. Let me know if like you and your brother ever need a referral or anything. Just message me. You got my number.
sure, man. Yeah, I think I have your number on my old phone, so I gotta find it.
You have me
You
on
can send it
Snap,
to
so just message me. Like if you ever want a
me.
referral. Like I know a lot of people. You know a lot of people too out here. So like whenever you need a referral for anything,
Yeah, I'll give you a shout, man. I
yeah.
appreciate that.
All right.
Thanks for
Thanks for
opening
tuning
up.
in.
Yeah, no
Catch you,
worries,
man.
brother. Take
All
care.
right.
All
Have
the
fun at
best.
Gen.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thanks. Yeah. Peace.
Legend. That's my friend Germ from university. He's one of my first friends. I literally think he's my first or second friend because we just took the same my first year, first semester course. He was in there, so nice to catch up with him.